Southeast Asia's economic landscape is undergoing a profound transformation, marked by shifting alliances, new opportunities, and emerging leaders. At the heart of this change, Indonesia is rapidly emerging as the region's dominant force, setting the pace for its neighbors. Indonesia's rise isn't just about impressive economic numbers. It represents a realignment of power and influence that reverberates throughout the entire ASEAN bloc, reshaping the region's future. The Philippines, which once shared a similar trajectory, now finds itself trailing behind Indonesia's remarkable economic lead, prompting questions about what sets these two nations apart. Indonesia's ascent is the result of bold ambition, long-term strategic planning, and a relentless drive to leverage its unique strengths, such as its vast population, abundant natural resources, and growing digital economy. This newfound leadership gives Indonesia a stronger voice in shaping regional policies, attracting international investment, and forging new partnerships that benefit its people. For the Philippines, Indonesia's success story is more than just a benchmark. It's a call to reflect, adapt, and learn from its neighbors' achievements, rather than simply compete. While both nations share cultural ties and a youthful workforce, their economic journeys have sharply diverged, shaped by different policies, investments, and global perceptions. Indonesia's growth is now drawing global investors in droves, thanks to its vast consumer market, rich resources, and a government committed to infrastructure and innovation. This momentum has created a powerful cycle of investment and growth, further setting Indonesia apart as a regional powerhouse and a model for others to study. To stay competitive in this rapidly evolving environment, the Philippines must adapt, innovate, and harness its own strengths, such as its skilled workforce and dynamic service sector. Understanding Indonesia's playbook and learning from its strategies is essential for any ASEAN nation that aspires to future prosperity and regional influence. By 2025, Indonesia stands as Southeast Asia's economic heavyweight, a nation whose rapid transformation has captured the world's attention. Its capital, Jakarta, is now a symbol of ambition and progress, with a skyline that rivals major global cities. Indonesia's GDP is not just leading the region, it's far outpacing the Philippines, creating a significant economic divide that continues to widen each year. This growing gap places mounting pressure on the Philippines to accelerate its own economic growth, as it faces the challenge of keeping up with its more prosperous neighbor. Indonesia's sheer size and economic momentum give it a commanding presence in both regional and global economic discussions, making it a key player in shaping Southeast Asia's future. Meanwhile, Vietnam and Thailand have also surged ahead, leveraging reforms and foreign investment to climb the regional rankings, leaving the Philippines further behind in the race for economic leadership. Projections show Indonesia climbing into the world's top 10 economies by 2039, propelled by massive infrastructure investments, a rapidly expanding middle class, and forward-thinking government policies that attract global investors. The Philippines is expected to rise as well, with forecasts suggesting it could reach 23rd place globally by 2039. However, this ascent is more gradual, and the country will need to overcome significant hurdles to achieve its full potential. If current trends persist, the economic gap between Indonesia and the Philippines may not only remain, but could actually widen, making it even harder for the Philippines to catch up. This reality underscores the urgency for the Philippines to adopt bold, effective growth strategies, ranging from investing in education and technology to improving infrastructure and governance. Indonesia's impressive trajectory now serves as a benchmark for the entire region, inspiring neighboring countries to rethink their own economic playbooks. For the Philippines, innovation is no longer optional, it's essential. To keep pace with its dynamic neighbors, the country must foster a culture of creativity, entrepreneurship, and adaptability. The race for economic leadership in ASEAN is intensifying, with each nation striving to secure its place in a rapidly changing global landscape. In this new era, only those who adapt quickly, embrace innovation, and invest in their people will truly thrive and shape the future of Southeast Asia. Indonesia's economic strength is deeply rooted in its vast and diverse population, over 270 million people, spanning thousands of islands and hundreds of ethnic groups. This immense population not only provides a huge domestic market for goods and services but also creates a dynamic, youthful workforce that is constantly driving the nation forward. As the world's fourth most populous country, Indonesia's cities pulse with energy and ambition, fueling a growing middle class and a surge in consumer demand. This massive domestic market and labor force not only drive consumption and innovation, but also attract both local and international investors eager to tap into Indonesia's potential. Indonesia's resource wealth is unmatched in the region, with abundant reserves of coal, oil, minerals, and a thriving agricultural sector producing palm oil, rubber, and rice. These natural resources have long been the backbone of the economy, supporting millions of livelihoods. These assets fuel a wide range of industries, from mining and energy to manufacturing and exports, giving Indonesia a broader and more resilient economic base than the Philippines. In recent years, strategic government policies have focused on processing resources domestically rather than exporting raw materials. This shift is creating new jobs, fostering industrial growth, and allowing Indonesia to capture more value from its own resources. The Philippines, with its own wealth of minerals and agricultural products, has similar opportunities, but so far hasn't maximized them to the same extent, often exporting raw materials instead of developing value-added industries. Indonesia's sprawling archipelago presents unique logistical challenges, with thousands of islands separated by vast stretches of ocean. Yet this geography also offers enormous opportunities in fisheries, shipping, and maritime trade, connecting Indonesia to global markets. Massive infrastructure investments, new highways, ports, and railways are steadily unlocking this potential, making it easier to move goods and people across the nation and beyond. The Philippines faces similar hurdles as an archipelago, but on a smaller scale, and with fewer resources dedicated to overcoming them. Ultimately, Indonesia's ability to harness its demographic and resource advantages through smart policies, investment, and innovation is a key reason for its economic lead in the region. The lesson is clear: scale and strategy matter. By leveraging its size and resources, Indonesia is shaping its own future. For the Philippines, the challenge is to find new ways to leverage its own strengths, invest in value-added industries, and unlock the full potential of its people and resources. Indonesia's rise isn't just about resources, it's about smart, sustained government action and a commitment to long-term progress. Massive infrastructure projects have improved connectivity and reduced business costs across the archipelago, linking remote regions and major cities. Aggressive efforts to attract foreign investment have brought in capital, technology, and expertise from around the world. Policies focused on macroeconomic stability and inclusive growth have created a predictable, attractive business environment for investors. Reforms to cut red tape and fight corruption have significantly boosted investor confidence and trust in the system. Investments in green energy, digital infrastructure, and education are preparing Indonesia for the future and empowering its people. The government's clear vision and willingness to implement bold reforms truly set Indonesia apart from its neighbors. These initiatives have kept Indonesia ahead of regional peers like the Philippines in terms of growth and innovation. Consistency and ambition are the hallmarks of Indonesia's economic strategy for a brighter future. Indonesia's energy sector, powered by abundant domestic coal, has fueled its industrial growth and economic expansion. By 2023, Indonesia became the world's fifth largest coal power generator, ensuring stable, affordable energy for its industries. The Philippines, meanwhile, relies even more heavily on coal, much of it imported, making it vulnerable to price swings and energy insecurity. Indonesia's energy abundance attracts manufacturing, while the Philippines' high electricity costs constrain competitiveness. Both lag in renewables, but Indonesia's larger energy base gives it an edge. Energy policy is a critical factor in economic performance, and Indonesia's approach has paid off. Indonesia is a powerhouse in global supply chains, exporting coal palm oil minerals, and increasingly, manufactured goods. Special economic zones and trade facilitation policies have boosted its export competitiveness. Indonesia's scale in commodities like palm oil gives it global influence and economic resilience. Its export portfolio is broader and more integrated than the Philippines, which relies heavily on electronics and outsourcing. Downstream processing of resources adds value and jobs. Active participation in trade agreements and global forums strengthens Indonesia's position. This outward focus cements Indonesia's economic supremacy in Southeast Asia. While Indonesia leads, Vietnam and Thailand are reshaping Southeast Asia's economic order. Thailand remains the region's second-largest economy, but Vietnam's rapid growth is closing the gap. Vietnam's manufacturing boom, foreign investment and export drive have propelled it past Malaysia, the Philippines, and Singapore. Projections suggest Vietnam may soon overtake Thailand. The Philippines, despite its potential, lags behind these surging neighbors. Vietnam's aggressive trade policies and industrial focus offer lessons for the region. The ASEAN economic race is more competitive than ever. Indonesia's rise is part of a larger shift in global economic power toward Asia. By 2039, Indonesia is projected to join the world's top 10 economies, reflecting Asia's growing influence. This transformation is driven by demographics, resources, reforms, and investment. Indonesia's growing clout gives it a stronger voice in global forums and deeper ties with major powers. For the Philippines, this shift brings both challenges and opportunities. Competing for investment and markets will require strategic adaptation. Leveraging regional growth is key to future prosperity. Indonesia's journey offers clear lessons for the Philippines. Investing in transformative infrastructure is essential for unlocking growth. Leveraging demographic and resource advantages through value-added industries can boost competitiveness. Attracting foreign investment requires policy stability and a business-friendly environment. Setting clear, long-term goals and pursuing consistent reforms is crucial. Embracing regional integration and learning from neighbors' successes will help the Philippines carve its own path. The future belongs to those who adapt, innovate, and act boldly.